Welcome back, everyone. We're about to play that weird minor chord. So, welcome back to my channel, everyone. Welcome back to my series on the albums of Joni Mitchell. Thank you for bearing with me during my little hiatus. Winter in New Jersey is no joke, and I needed a little break to just sort of, get through February pretty much. But here I am back, and we're at Mingus, which is the album that, weirdly enough, when I first got into Joni, this album stopped me dead in my tracks, just because at the time I was not into jazz by any means, which I guess was good because it didn't give me any of the biases that some people have about this album. Pure jazz purists, quote unquote, have all kinds of issues. I personally think it's an absolute masterpiece. Now, masterpieces can have flaws. If I had my way, I would remove all of the interludes. God forgive me, I'm sorry. God must be a boogeyman, and God must forgive me for not wanting these interludes in there because they just get in the way, okay? I like them. In a way, I would like to have had maybe at the end, maybe like a conversation or something, or like, I don't even know, not even. I guess I see what she was doing there, but we're just going to sort of leave it out. And it does bring Charles onto the album, but his music is here. Isn't that enough? Anyway, so let's start with God Must Be a Boogeyman, which, wow. Musically, so cool. Fun little side anecdote. When I first heard this album, the very first time I heard this album, I was with a friend of mine, and I'll never forget, he said, "What are they, throwing around pots and pans?" And it was weird. We were kids. So I think maybe part of my break during my series of Joni albums came to a halt with this album too, because I feel self-conscious about it. I feel like this is the thinking man's or thinking person's Joni album, and it is, because it does take a little bit of effort to fall in love with it, but once you do, it's amazing. Now look, some of you might fall in love with it from the first listen, and God bless you. But as I said, when I first got into this album, I just barely knew jazz at all. So this is one of my first forays, and to me this is extremely jazzy, all of it. The band here, I know that Herbie's with her, I know that Jocko's here, I know that Wayne is here. These are all, there's others that I'll come to there in a second, forgive me. Now, say it. God must be a boogeyman. And if you listen to the people in the background, they're like all crazily out of tune, and I think that's what she wanted. That was her point. So when she says, which would it be, Mingus 1 or 2 or 3, he had given her, or he wanted her to write lyrics to music that he had written, and he knew he was dying, and he just wanted to sort of go out. He knew he had all this backlog, and he wanted to put more of his music out there. And he really appreciated, the story goes, he appreciated the fact that she put herself in blackface on the cover of Don Juan Records' Daughter. And he also appreciated the music on that album and reached out to her and thought she was the person to help him with this collaboration. Okay? So he sent her all this music, or I think she went to New York to meet him, and out of it came this project. Okay, so which would it be? Mingus 1 or 2 or 3. Which I actually think Which one do you think he'd want? See, that actually chokes me up, that line there, When I'm always trying to find out how to feel about myself. Say it, girl. In the plane, oh, the cockeyed plane, I must be a boogeyman. And for many of us, God can be a boogeyman, frankly. Sorry. What's funny is when I first heard this song, I didn't really know what that meant. I've since found out. Anyway, well, I knew what it meant, but I didn't want to know what it meant. Anyway, so listen to the whole thing. Who cares? I recently was with my friend Chris on a road trip. Hey, Chris. And we listened to the archives, the Mingus archives, which are great. There's also the Brendan Rose. Sorry. Talks about his funeral, how he wants to. Like, all right, good. Again, forgive me for not liking the raps or the interludes. What a beautiful opener. So, anybody who remembers the, so A Chair in the Sky refers to him being in a wheelchair in his sky-rise apartment building. I'm assuming that's what I always hear, or that's what I always feel. Shout out to the Mutts of the Planet, Dave and Robin, who are an amazing group. They get their name from that line there. This song is so spectacular. A Chair in the Sky. Talk about a mood. You know, as the kids say these days, mood, big mood. This song is a big mood, honey. Now listen to her. Okay, ready? Joni vocally on this album, unmatched, honey. She's in such control of her instrument.
I see my soul on fire, burning up the rancid. Next time I'll be better. I'll be better than ever. I'll be happily attached to my old hard cash.
So good. Exactly what it is.
With the bird in my ears and notes in my eyes.
The bird in my ears, I'm assuming listening to Charlie Parker. And then boats in my eyes, looking at the boats on either the East River or the Hudson. I love this. Oh man, that note. It's a mood, honey. This whole album is a mood. It's a great album to listen to at sunset. Okay? Then, I mean, it's actually perfect at sunset. Then, I listened to it one time at sunrise, and it's equally as impactful and amazing. Definitely a sunset album, though, for sure. This was a song that initially my friend was like, what are they doing? Throwing around pots and pans. But The Wolf That Lives in Lindsay is one of the strangest, most amazing songs Joni's ever written. The use of the actual wolf sounds, okay? The way it sounds, the lyrics. It shows the way she uses her voice here. He gets away with murder. The lizard's coming. Oh, stab and glare and buckshot. Heavy, heavy snow. I don't know if it's like bells in the background there, but it's creepy and I love it. This song creeps me out all the time. It's deep. I listen to it. I think he's like a murderer in my mind. He's like some creepy guy like out there stalking people. I don't even know. This song scares me and I love it. Okay. Well, that's an interlude. I don't mind. Because it's them singing together. That's cute. You know what I'm saying? Him talking about his funeral and.
I almost
Sorry.
lose
It upsets me. Maybe that's why. Um,
cancel on it.
oh, the piano there.
Tonight the shadows had their say. Their sad notions of the way things really are.
Oof. Say, girl.
Damn these blues,
Damn these blues.
they've turned my heart against me. Since I was fool enough to find romance, I'm trying to convince
This is all.
this
This is
just
just
a
a dance. Love this song.
We're moving measures through love's
Changing faces. Needy and nonchalant, greedy and gracious. Through petty dismissals and grand embraces. Lyrically on this album too, she's really on point. And I think honestly, she was showing off a little bit probably, you know. For Charles, you know, I would too. Come on. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I see her. These lyrics are beautiful and very profound. Some of them are so pointed directly towards him as well. I hope, you know, I don't know how much of the finished product he actually wound up hearing, because I know he died soon after it was released. I'm sure he heard it. God, I'm sure. Now I get it. I mean, look, it's not like I don't understand what the interludes do. Here he talks about money, and the next song is a song about Vegas. Keep your bells all around you, jingling a lucky jackpot. They keep you tantalized, they keep you reaching for your wallet, queuing fool's paradise. I told the cat from the morning, they said he read a cleaning plan. That cat was clanking with coin. Well, he must have had a genie in a lamp, 'cause every time I dropped a dime I blew it. He could bring in bells, nothing to it. He got 3 oranges, 3 lemons, 3 cherries, 3 plums. I'm losing my taste for fruit, watching the dry cleaner do it. Like Midas in a polyester suit. It's all luck, it's just luck. You get a little lucky and you make a little money. Can you tell I love this song? It's like my favorite song. And when I was in Vegas, I purposely, and I hate clowns. I'm afraid of clowns. I went to Circus Circus just because she mentions it in this song, okay? Like, it was the best thing I ever did. Was down the street. Right here. I picked up a booth at Circus where the cow goes for the room with their big balloons. The cleaner was pitching with purpose. Pink and blue there, he couldn't lose there. So good. And right here, a little sketchiness. It's all luck, it's just luck. The band is so hot here. Ain't on a lie, but the cleaner from Des Moines to put a coin in the door of a John and get 20 for 1. It's just luck. So good. Right here, right here. Oh. Lucky, lucky, so lucky, we're lucky. That cat's got luck. That cat's got luck. That cat's got luck. That cat's got luck. Lucky. So good. And at the end, the way the band just sort of like falls on itself. So good. So good. Okay, now this is okay. Give me 2 seconds, okay? You have to forgive me, is I can't think of his last name, and I do not have the means of. Anyway, Lester is a very famous jazz musician as well. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, but when Charlie speaks of Lester, he's speaking of a friend of his as well, okay? But he's also a very famous musician as well.
When Charlie speaks of Lester,
And
you know someone has gone.
this song
Sweetest swinging music, man.
had a porky big head on
A bright star
in a dark age.
when the band stands at 1,000 ways of refusing.
The song is a history lesson. It just is. The lyrics tell the story. You know, Lester had a white wife, and he was a black man. And in those days, it was no good. I believe Charles did as well. That's the whole story. We'll do some research on that. The one thing about my channel that I love, and that I sort of, I don't want to be so prepared or over-prepared. So I sort of just go by what I know already, and then sometimes I get caught, like a moment like now, where it's like, wait a minute, was this wife white? I know that's what this story tells the story here. I think that's why she's telling the story. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. I love this song. It's amazing. It really is, though, a history lesson. And if you have the time, anything you don't understand on the song, do the research and you know, figure it out yourself, whatever. That's pretty much the end of the album. And the good thing, let's go back then. The thing I like most about this album is it's what it is. It's of itself. It's its own thing. It's not like the thing before it is anything like it, and it's definitely not like the album that comes next. The critics pretty much gave her absolute shit about this, okay? They did not want to go with her on the journey. Some of her fans even left her for this, which I don't really understand why you would ever do that. It's so stupid. In other words, like, wait till the next album. But anyway, that's a different generations thinking about an artist. I would never leave an artist because they have one album I don't really enjoy. What I like most about this, though, is history has been very kind to this project, and it serves as a great example of Joni's aptitude in jazz, you know, and it gives, you know, she gets some credit to me, the fact that Charles Mingus, one of the most influential and talented jazz musicians ever, or musicians, period, wanted to work with her. That alone should have been enough, but, you know, critics then didn't really give her the recognition she deserved in a million different ways. So anyway, wanted to say thanks again for coming with me on this journey on my channel and through, in this section, the albums of Joni Mitchell. I'm going to do them all. Eventually, no rush, no schedule, but thanks for watching, thanks for being with me, and sending you lots of love. My Joni people are very, very close to me, so for me to you, lots and lots of love, and I hope you're all doing well, and lots of love.